Okay, so right now I'm going to show you how we key out the background of footage that's been made using a green screen. So we're going to select New Composition from Footage, and then we're going to find our footage. So I've downloaded some test footage from YouTube, so it's someone else's. Great. So once that's open, a couple things you can note are that it's this is our timeline. It's the length of our footage because we've created a new composition based on our footage. Over here we can see the footage itself, and then on the left here is our project box where we can see like the composition itself and the footage, which is all that's in there. So maybe the first thing you want to do is color correct. This looks pretty good, but I'm going to go over to Effects and Presets and choose Lumetri Color and drag it down here onto my footage. Once it's on there, I'm able to go in. I like to use curves for exposure. Maybe I want to bring it up a little bit, brighten it up just a touch, but maybe pull it down a little for contrast. Cool, that looks good. I mean, this looks pretty good. Maybe you want to bring the blacks up a little, the whites down, try to flatten it out. Great. So the next thing we're going to do is choose our Keylight effect over here. So I'm searching in Effects and Presets, and I'm finding Keylight, and I'm dragging Keylight onto the footage again. And again, that's going to be controlled over here in the left panel in the effect controls. So the first thing you're going to do is take this eyedropper next to screen color and choose kind of like a mid-range point on the footage. And what it's showing us right now is the final result. So I'm going to go to this View dropdown and go to Status. And Status is helpful for actually seeing what's happening. So basically our goal is to get our figure white, and then our background, what we're trying to key out, black in this process. So we're going to play with the screen gain, usually turning the screen gain up. So we can see that's brought in more of the background, and you can see as I bring it up a little bit, I'm tightening in on her silhouette. And then we want to play with screen balance as well. So let's see. And it's just kind of a matter of tooling around. The other thing is on screen matte, clip black. So you can see that kind of brings in the area around her her silhouette a little bit, and then we're going to clip. The white is set to starts at 100, which is what this, and we're going to bring it down just enough to bring more of her in. Great, so that's looking really good. Let's go and look at the final result here. So I'm pretty pleased with that. So it looks great. Something I like to do is throw a background behind to check it out. So I'm going to go to Composite Layer, New, Solid. I'm going to choose maybe a blue background. I'm going to drag it down. It's on top of our footage. And now we can see our figure on our blue background. And it's looking pretty good. So that's looking great. Okay, so maybe something we're noticing here is that she has kind of a weird edge. So what we're going to do is duplicate our video layer, Control C and Control V. We'll duplicate it. And And then we're going to apply some effects to our duplicate layer. We're going to go to Refine Hard Matte. We're going to put that on our top layer for now so we can see it clearly. And we're going to zero everything out here. So 0, 0, 0. We're going to hide the layer below for a second. So we're going to zero everything out. We're going to bump up the feather to like 2, maybe. So you can see how that's softened the edge around her a little bit. If I turn it off, you can look again. So if I zoom in, if I set that to 0, it's sort of hard and weird. So we're going to put it to 2. Check that out. That looks good. It's a little softer. And we're going to start to increase the contrast. So that's sort of helping. That's obviously too much, okay? So when we come down maybe to, so let's bring some white in. So that looks pretty good to me. We're going to check to decontaminate the edge colors. You can sort of look at what that looks like without. So you can see it sort of gets rid of the little white line around her. So that's looking great. So that's how you do that. Now, say you don't want a blue background. Say you want to export your new green screen footage with a transparent background. What you're going to want to do for that is what you're going to need to do for that is you're going to go to, and this is how you render all footage. You're going to go to File, Composition, Add to Render Queue. And so you can see that it's opened a new panel down here where our composition was, and we're going to look at these. So these are the settings for the render. So it's going to be the size of the footage that you put in, quality best, resolution full. You can tweak those as you like, and you can see the duration. We're going to go into Output Module Lossless, and this is where we're going to change something. So QuickTime is fine, but what we're going to want to do is change the channel to RGB plus alpha. So the alpha layer is basically the opacity or transparency of something, and since we have a transparent background on this, we want to preserve that by outputting it with the alpha layer. So that's looking great. So we're going to hit OK. We're going to give it an output too, so we're going to say keyed footage. This is going straight to the desktop. And then we're going to hit render. And that's all you need to do for that. So it's going to keep rendering blah, blah, blah. And then when it's done rendering, you hear a little bling at the end. And then you know you're done.